I know the fridge is running, bottom right hand side, showing 90 watts. Power station's at 99%, and there's 173, 180 up on the top left. That's power coming in from the solar panels. So it's, well, they kind of threatening for rain, and we had lots of cloud floating around. Pretty black. Only a couple sprinkles. Finally time to get out here and work on this, and then thought it was going to be rain, but it's coming along. That door's framed. I got a frame around that window there yet, and I'm just getting ready to put the last 4 boards up across the top, and then probably another 25 boards, 30 boards, window frame, and then we can put some battens on. Oh, we just if you stuck around this long, we're going to be back at the mill. Got lots of battens to cut, but I'm going to just cut a few at a time, just so, you know, in case the lumber twists, warps. I don't know how many a day I can put on, depending on how everything else in my world is going. I might be picking onions, digging potatoes, going moose hunting. You never know. So, one day at a time, whatever it is, that's what's going to be. So, I got 6 weeks or so. I think we're going to be okay. We're not going to get snowed on before I get the battens on. I got lots of screws. I was going to staple, but I might just screw them. And yeah, so along, and we'll get through the rest of it together. You know, a little painful, but we'll get there together. Well, I hope you can see I have cables, wires, more cables, connectors. I have a pair of pliers, big pair of pliers, out of wires, and the blue tee. And we're going to get creative and see if we can do it safely. So we'll just figure out what wires are coming in from the panels here. Yeah, don't get in a hurry. I'm going to go up and I'm going to disconnect the panels so there is no power coming in, and shut this system down. And that way I won't wind up with a shocking experience. So let's just see if we can rig all this stuff together and put some power from the panels, and we'll split it all up with the batteries. We'll see what works. Yes, got the wires all disconnected so I don't get electrified. Yeah, you bet. Keeping her safe, drilling more holes. Well, you got wires? Yes, we do. Right on. Now we're gonna get to hooking other things up. So it might be a little farmer crazy, but that's the way we got to do it. Well, batteries are connected. I did some more connections here. Put in the Y, get back into the charge controller, and what? 0. It's a cloudy day. Solar panels are not plugged in yet, but we're going to plug them in, and then we're going to follow that wire right to that blue tee. Plug it in and see what happens. Okay. Back to our power supply, huh? Let's see what happens. He's here. I'm gonna get plugged back together. I'm gonna put our ground together. I'm gonna put our positive together. Yeah, I have a little bit of wiring, a little bit of rigging up here. And that was cool enough. I got all the grass cut in the yard. Looks pretty good. Sounds like the neighbors in the field with a backhoe. They're banging around with digging. And I'm going to go down and we're going to see if we can hook up the blue tee. Well, pretty dark. There is blue tee. 78%. Zero power going in, zero power going out. When I have connection down here and it's dark, my headlamp has already died. But this is a PV plug on this AC200L, and it goes in a certain way. It can't be mixed up. So it's got to go exactly. One up, one down. Goes in there, and you just tighten that little bolt. You can't see me tightening that, but you tighten that bolt up, and I don't smell smoke. I don't hear anything screaming. I don't hear anything screaming too hard. Over here, it says that we are actually charging, and it says that we're actually bringing in approximately, it's jumping back and forth just a little, 10 watts with up to 85. So what it has to do is split. It's splitting between power that's going into my batteries. There's 91 watts, 86 watts, 73. So it's charging. We had a very cloudy day. Now, the other thing that's pulling is here. We're pulling the wattage and it's not showing any watts coming in going to the battery bank. We just don't have enough sun, so it's splitting. It's trying to bulk up MP, but it's just not quite showing enough watts. So here we're still showing that it's jumping around, so it's actually accepting the power into the power bank. So DC input is, it's low, but it's coming. See what happens. Well, I'm going to make something here. I'm going to make something here. It's loose, unless it's my fingers, but get some loose here. I'm trying to get rid of my cold flu bug. Taking a day off from work, so I'm going to just get that in the pan. Rinse this cutting board off. Well, it's going to rain today, so a few inside chores to do. And it's pretty cool out, so yeah, it's not cold, but damp. Just about the end of August. I have a little paper. A piece of charred wood. It's trying. Oh. Going to be showing you a little bit here in the house. Along the way here, I've got some more tests I'm doing here with my blue tee. Some people want more longer tests to see exactly what it'll do, how long it'll run, what it'll run for that long. So we're going to get this fire going and Come on. Boy, she's trying. So I've hooked it up to the cabin here, and I've got the fridge and freezer and all that kind of stuff running. And I'm just going to show you a little bit through here, and it's going to be a few minutes. Just bear with it and just pay attention, even if you don't want to buy one. But some pretty key tips and things it'll do. So I'm going to just take a little break from the siding, and we're going to be doing this, and we're going to get this. I've been running this blue tea for a couple of days on the cabin non-stop, so I'm going to show you a little bit of what it's doing and what I done to create it, to make it work. So stay tuned, guys. Well, we got a couple of nice onions from the garden. Should be just about enough. Get some medicine made here. Oh, cut your fingers. Gotta take my time. Take my time. Well, this stuff is. Oh yeah. That all brown nice. Let's get the important stuff in there. Yeah, pajama day. It's rainy. Being lazy. Got editing to do. All that kind of good stuff. So I figured it'd be a good time to just put up my feet, enjoy the day, not even put a pair of socks on. It's rainy and drizzly, can't put siding on today, so onions like lots of salt. Yeah, get that going. I think this recipe calls for some peppers, if you're keeping track. It's just a sweet pepper, this one. This is for a little color. Well, there's no smoke yet. We are charging, we're at 81%. It's been about half an hour since I plugged it in 40 minutes. It was at 78, so we're gaining. Well, you can see I got this all hooked up to the solar panels. I split the power and bring in 500 watts coming in there. That's coming in and charging to my batteries that I've had in the house. And it's also charging into the blue tea, which this morning the sun came up and it charged blue tea all the way to the top. So at this point, these cords, these two power bars run everything in my house. I know it looks like a contraption, but that's all just extension cords. So what I'm going to do is at this point I'm going to plug in everything. Alright, we're just taking you around here, but I'm going to plug everything in to these ports here. Okay. Everything is plugged in. So my house here is totally plugged into the blue tea. We'll put the AC on. I think my little freezer was, AC is on. Okay, it says it's using 94 watts, so that must be the little freezer running. And my Wi-Fi. So we're going to just leave this hooked up. Is that pretty good already? No. But we have solar coming in. It doesn't show anything coming in right now here because we're at 100%. So we'll check on it if it drops down later. And we'll check on it a little later. But the blue tea is totally charged. It accepted all the power it needed. And now there's still 524 watts that's going into these batteries I have here. So
other bank. Let's just see how Blue Tea does. We're going to run this thing for 24 hours. So we'll do a full 24-hour run, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll let you know whether we're still running on the Blue Tea or whether we're not. So we'll check it out. We'll get back to you. Well, this was nicely picked and shelled by my daughter because I had just done this and my peas were ready to be picked. So there's nothing better than a few fresh peas straight from the garden and fried just a little bit. And also from the garden, these are last year's carrots. They're all sliced. Oh, he likes carrots. That's all fried. Smelling pretty awesome. Well, we better add a few cherry tomatoes I grew last year. A few left in the bag, so a good place to put them. Well, I was going to put a couple tablespoons of garlic in there, but don't have. The jar's empty, I guess. So, like my egg noodles. So I think we're going to put about maybe a few more. Oh, look at that. Sounds like a little Griff in the background cutting firewood. Oh, well, when it's cold outside, nothing better than a hot bowl of soup like that. I'm going to sit down and enjoy. So there we go. Let's we're going to call this Feel Better soup, but it's missing a little garlic, but we're going to call it Feel Better soup. So we'll catch you guys a little later. Ciao for now. Well, we ran the whole circle and we actually sucked it down to 28%. It's just starting. I just got a little bit of light there, starting to get 16, 18 watts coming back in charging. So well, that's the long test. Didn't do too bad, but not quite as long as what I was hoping. But running of course, it's running a full 18 cubic foot fridge. And good morning, Ginger. Good morning, Ginger. Good morning, Ginger. Good morning, Ernie. Good morning, Ernie. And I run a 7 cubic foot freezer with that, so that's quite a bit of power. And when you're running a computer, TV on, like editing videos, that kind of stuff, and so there's a lot of use. But coffee time. So we'll run this trial as I showed you before. Previously here I've hooked up wires, so I wide off from my solar panels. Half the power is going through a charge controller to the batteries, half the power is coming straight in and bypassing the charge controller totally and going straight to the Blue Tea. So this morning we were down to 28%, and I just left it run, but the sun came out. If it would have been cloudy, well, it would have totally killed it. But a little bit of power started coming in, and then now it's 1:30 in the afternoon, so it took about 4 hours or or so to actually charge completely up. But it was also running everything in the house at the same time as it was charging. So that's just a little, that's a test. That's all I can tell you guys. It'll carry you through the night. I'm running that full-size fridge and freezer and internet and computer and all that stuff. And, you know, it's been hooked up now for about 36 hours. And we're just going to leave it hooked up and run all through the night again and see how it goes. But for now, we're going to cut it there. I've been pretty happy with the Blue Tea AC200L. It's you know, done more than I thought it would actually run, and I hope that people know that a lot of people have been asking and they wanted a longer review on, you know, what it will run, how long it will run, on different things, not just that it'll run saws and stuff like that for short term, but long term. I would need expansion batteries with it to actually run full-time, probably a couple of batteries, maybe even 3. And then, you know, we're not in our darkest months yet. The months are coming. So less sun, you know, we're looking at basically 4 hours of sun in December. So that battery storage has to be up there or it's not going to run you through. So I hope you guys all enjoyed it. You know, this can stretch out, and I might throw a few tips in along the way down the road if using it, things I find that it works awesome. You'll see a little more. So all good for now.